Shalom, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. We're very happy to be here with you today. And today I would like to start with the topic of Exodus. This weekly portion, or this coming Shabbat, or this weekend, we shall read Parashat Shmot, the portion of Shmot. In English, we call it Exodus. The first sentence in the second book of Moses called Exodus is Ve'ele Shmot, and those are the names, so these are the names. Ve'ele Shmot Bnei Israel, the sons of Israel or the children of Israel, Haba'im Mitzrayma, which are coming at this moment. Egypt. Bet Yaakov Ish Uveto Bau. The house of Jacob, man, and his household came. What is the meaning of Exodus? Why in Hebrew we say Shmot? Shmot means in English names. So, whenever there's appearance here of a body, whether this is a baby, whether there's a tree, whether there's appearance of an object in the room, there's a name. Let's say there is an empty space, let's say a restaurant, and in the middle there's a table. There's appearance of a table. So if we speak to another person, we say, here there's a table, a space for four. So when we say a table, a space for four, immediately the focus of the other person goes into this table because we speak about the same topic. Name or names is not just referring to private people's names or characters, but names is to name objects, to name season, because we have names because there is an appearance here in time and space. This is why to go out of Egypt, yes, we could say names, we could say concepts, yes, that's correct. Thank you, yes. This is why to go out of Egypt, and Egypt is not a geographical realm in North Africa, but is the world of duality when everything is narrow, because we have only two poles, night and day, cold and warm, yes, and so on. To go out of Egypt, we need the capability to speak or to call things in their name or state them as they are in their being. This is why let's say, not the person, but the stream that will take us out of Egypt is Moshe. Moshe, in English we say Moses. Moshe. Pilon says or explains the name Moshe from Memashesh. Memashesh ba'elohut. For him, divinity is tangible. What does it mean that divinity is tangible? He can grant the phenomenon names. Therefore, we need Memashesh. Memashesh is to feel with the fingers. Yes? Sometimes when we go to a shop and there's like people wants to buy a sweater or let's say a shirt, and they would like to have an accurate notion of the fabric before they read the label and the texture, cotton, how many percent, and so. The first thing that people do, or before we had this modernity, yes, with labels, people used to touch with the fingers to get a sense, a notion of what is happening. Not just when we want to buy a t-shirt. Yes, some people, they touch wood and they have the sense of which material the table is made. So memashesh is to feel, to sense with the fingers. And why is the importance of sensing with the fingers, because fingers are in the hand, yad, and in the hand reach, it is close. When a person memashesh, feels, sense with the finger, it means the things are close to him, or he close at the things, yes? This is why Philon says that Moshe comes from memashesh. He has a notion of what is happening there, yes? And he can name the things. This is why Moses is the key name of going out of Egypt. Because again, Egypt is not geographical realm or historical realm. Egypt is when we feel narrow in duality and when we want to escape or to understand that we are not there, we need to put things in order or in sense or in reason. And to put things in order, we need to use names or language. And language in the sentences express order and reason. Funny how the word for the hand has the structure like a hand. Yes, that's correct. This is what Meinab says, the Hebrew. Yes, the Hebrew in a way is reason. Yes, this is the language, the first language of reason, because the Hebrew brings in the way the letters are written, the Hebrew brings the notion of the essence of the things. Yes, Yad is 1 to 4. Yes, the source and 4 fingers. Yes. So, how do we go outside of Egypt or from the world of duality or confusion or stress? We need reason and we need words. Therefore, we have Moshe. Yes, Moshe, he can also fish, limshot, he can fish, so to speak, the terms from the water, from time. But also Moshe, as the sages are telling us, this is the meaning. If we rearrange the letters, we get Hashem. Moshe has the closest relation to the name because in its letters, Moshe, this is Hashem. He can name everything. And by naming everything, there is an order, there is a reason. So, in a way, Egypt, again, is not a geographical realm. Is when sometimes we live in a chaos, when we live with non-reason, when something like mechanical activity is happening and we feel stress. So we feel narrow, we feel in Egypt, we feel in exile. And to go out or to understand that this is just, in a way, imaginary sense that comes to us, we need to put order, to say sentences that make reason, and then everything drops. Because, in a way, we never stopped being. All those screens that we have, screens in terms of, I would say, distorted reality, yes, this is not real. We are always in the mode of being. The senses, again, give us the sense that we are stressed, that somebody is shouting down the street and everybody's getting stressed or something is wrong is going to happen. Again, but we never stop being. So there is a reason during the day, yes, to have this notion of a person with himself, to sit and to relax and come to the center. And everything is existing there. And all screens, in a way, the dust reality, are gone. They talk a lot about how AI hallucinates, meaning how it makes, yes, stuff up. In a way, we do the same all day long. Not just all day long, the length of a person, let's say all life long. Yes, this is what we do as well. Yes, creating all kinds of things, scenarios that don't really exist. This is what the mind, not the mind, the brain is capable of doing it because this is a machine. This is a calculating machine. You can put few, notes inside, and like an AI, it will create to you something. You like it or not, this is what is happening. So, how do we go out of Egypt? Reason. Let's say there's a person in the room, and we say, or he says, the book is on the table. When he says the book is on the table, when we hear those words, we shall look at the table and locate the book, because the sentence is already locating the book, the object on the table. This is reason. When people say A and something B is happening, we should be cautious with those people. Many people, it happens sometimes with close members of the family or neighbors, they will speak about things, and then you have to question reality and to withdraw. So it is very important to pay attention. We can exercise this also with an AI. Sometimes you tell an AI, just a little request, and then he goes very, very, very far. So, again, ואלה שמות בני ישראל הבאים מצרימה. And those are the names of the children of Israel who are coming Egypt. Bnei Israel is not the children of Israel, but those are the children of the tree of life, the children of being, which are descending to Egypt. Or they live, so to speak, in the becoming. We think that we are only good when we make things, when we create things. If I did not do something that I consider as meaningful, or the society around me, I'm zero, I don't have the right to exist. This is false. Yes, this is false, because many people feel if they don't stand in the race of progress, which is progressing all the time, they don't exist, or they don't participate life. But this ain't so. And with this notion, I would like to speak about the seasons of the year. The seasons of the year, not just as 4 seasons, but also, I would say, levels in our lives. We have 4 seasons, and we have 4 fingers. Yes, the pointing finger is parallel to spring. And then we have the longest finger, or the middle finger. This is the summer. In the summer, we have very long days, and also we have a sense of that we are great people and we can do a lot, because there's a lot of, or many hours of light. So we are capable of many things, and we believe that it is coming from us. And then comes the 3rd finger, or the marriage finger. And in most of the cases, it's almost parallel, yes, in its height to the pointing finger, because this is autumn. And the days in the autumns, yes, are even. We have equinox like in the spring. And the little finger is the winter. We have very, very little hours of light. Yes? So we might hear from governments or from economical systems that we always need to grow and to show always growth in the, in the graphs. But nature, and we can look at our hand, we can see that we have a little finger. And nothing in a way is growing there for a reason, because there's a need to rest. So when people, and sometimes we hear in the news, there is not enough growth, there is not enough whatever, this is not true. This is what people are shuffling in the news, and they want us to feel bad and more confused, because the more confused people are, the more they will consume those news, and they will never stop clicking. This is a clickbait. Like when you want to have when we want to have some peace, just look at the hand of a human, and in the human hand, there is a structure of all nature, of all realities. So again, there's times or there's a season in a year when the days or the hours of light are little. And in most of in countries, when it's winter, it is cold, people turn to stay indoors, to protect, to incubate, to rest, for a reason. The potential is still there. It will come out in the spring. Like in the seasons of the year, also the seasons of economy in the world. There are times of tide. Yes, everything is high, the markets are high, everything is hot, everybody's traveling, and there is times of silence or peace. Luckily, there isn't infinite growth when it comes to the human organism. There is yes, yes, yes. That's correct. That's correct. Because around us, there are many lies are moving. It is good to notice what is lie and what is truth. You look at the human hand, yourself, or even like a drawing or a sketch, if you'd like to look at something interesting, if you feel it's more inspiring, and you can see that there is a reason, there is a structure in it. And every season has a reason. And the shape of our fingers also, it's not for nothing. It reflects something higher. It reflects divine order of things. We tend to think that we know everything, that we learn everything, that we acquired everything. But it's good to be humble because we don't know everything and we did not experience everything, and we can learn from just being quiet and silent. Just look at nature, what nature does. Nature preserves life. Nature, we say in English. In Hebrew, we say natur. Natur, this is to guard, to watch, to maintain life. This is how nature works. Maintain life. Not growing all the time. There are seasons when, let's say, the tree shades the leaves and there's no fruit for a reason. Conserves the potential energy that when the time comes, everything could flourish again. We are not different than the tree. Questions so far? Did we understand the main idea that to go out of Egypt, do we understand the logic? Let's ask in this way. Do we understand, yes, why we name the second book of Moses, Shmot, names? Do we understand the logic, the inner logic, yes, of the second book? Reason. When green is green and blue is blue. Yes, this is simple reason. Yes. Yes, that's correct. What is not reasonable, and it happens when you go to buy something at the shop, you ask for A, let's say product, or you buy something online A, and then after a couple of minutes you get a phone call or an email. We don't have A, we have B, C, D, and E, and we can give you because B, C, and D are better. Yes? This is not right. A person asks for A should get A. If there isn't A, it's also okay. Yes? But please pay attention. Reason. Yes. Special offer just for you, my friend. Yes. Yes, this is here in Israel. Whenever they don't have something, it is hard for people to admit that there isn't what you ask. So they try to sell you something else. So it's good to be modest and to admit, I don't know, or there isn't this at this moment what you're asking for, maybe in the future. Humbly say, not to try to lure people to more and more things. Again, Shmot, Shmot, names. Yes, names. And the name of Moses, Moshe, when we rearrange the letters of Moshe, we get Hashem. So how do we go out? Yes, from Egypt within us? By putting reason, calling the things in their names. Yes, people used to say or to express many times something horrible happened. It's also in the way we speak. Nothing horrible happened. A person missed the bus, and there's another bus in 10 minutes, within 10 minutes. Nothing horrible happened. You would not, this is how people speak. You would not believe what happened to me today. What happened to you today? There was rain, it was raining, and I did not have an umbrella. Well, it's not horrible. It was raining, it's a fact. You did not have an umbrella, it's also a fact. Also, you stay under, let's say, gazebo, or also you stand under a station, or you get wet. But it's not horrible. It's also in the language, it is very important to be accurate in the language. Letters, words are diamonds. Yes? It's like jewelry. Is how we arrange the words in the sentence. This is how we build reality. Language creates emotional realities. That's correct. That's correct. It is important to be accurate in the way we speak. Yes, Fernando, I can remember that Shmot portrays the process of incarnation. The sons of Israel go to Egypt and the king does not remember about Joseph. That's correct? Yes. Yes. The sons of Israel are going to Egypt, but the king does not remember Joseph, which is the secret and the spirit. Yes? When we believe that we are just living the manifested, yes, there is not remembrance in us of the secret, of the hidden, of Joseph. We tend to process and to believe what is there, only what is there in the manifested. It's not, this is only 80% of reality. The 20%, the potential energy in the source, we aren't capable of seeing. Yes, we aren't capable of seeing. So many people, when things are happening, they get upset because they take it at face value. What you see is what you get. But this is not true. And what happened when this essence manifests to oneself? What happened? This is a question, Fernando. What happens when this essence manifests to oneself? Yes, what happens is that there's there's a notion in the heart that this is what there is, and the wish is to be in contact, to be in a close connection to the essence all the time. When this is happening, the search engine inside, the navigator wants to be in contact all the time with it, non-stop. This is what is happening. So all the life is built with the notion towards it, because this is it. I hope that I managed to answer your question. There is a recognition that what is happening is the appearance. Yes, it might be rainy, it might be sunny, it might be hot, it might be windy. People might have, let's say, this mood or that mood. This is only the appearance, this is only the facade, but this is not the real inner life core in its essence. Yes? Unconditional expectance of reality. Yes. Acceptness. Yes. Yes. That's correct. Sure. You can, Fernando. Please. Yes, of course. Yes, hello?
Hello, Eti. Can you hear me?
Yes, I
Can you hear me?
can. Good morning. How do you do?
Good evening. I'm fine. Thank you, Eti, and thank you, friends. Eti, I wish to talk because I have a question, and it is quite complex to write it down. So,
Yes, please.
okay, I was studying. First, I will give you the background. I get there. I was studying about an archetype of the apocalypse, right? Because it was for a presentation that I will have. So I was studying about it. I went after the story of Gilgamesh. That is interesting because it has in his name also the Shim and the Mem. We can think and the Gilga that is. I was thinking about this, but I was reading about his story and about also the book of Daniel and also about the book of Revelation, right? So it is quite interesting that once you start to look at this theme, it has it is a powerful theme. You know, it is something that grabs in you, and you look at many things. And I was asking you about this essence that manifests to oneself because I think that is apocalypse. That in fact the word apocalypse is a Greek word. It means to unveil something. Calypsis is to veil, and apo is to take off the veil. So it is when you see the reality. It's like Zeno said, just to see the reality just as it is. This is what means the apocalypse. And I was reading and making my studies on this, and I noticed that even astrologically now in January, Pluto is entering in Aquarius, right? And the last time that this happens, it was in the French Revolution, and people was thinking at that time about the apocalypse, about the changing of the world, right? So I tend to think that there is something collective, to manifest this essence, right? To bring the human to this condition. So I was just wondering, what would you think about these ideas? That that is a manifestation of the essence, right? I don't know. Thank you.
Yes, this
Thank you
is
for your
interesting.
patience.
Yes, thank you for the question. Apocalypse is to see beyond the shell. Yes, shell is a bit mathematic. Shell in Hebrew is klipa. Klipa is the value of klipa, shell, is 225. Yes? Square root, yes, of 225 is 15. What is 15? Yeah, Abba ve'ima, wisdom and understanding. So you're right. So this is what is apocalypse. What is inside? Yes, beyond the shell, beyond the veil. And what is beyond the veil, beyond the shell? This is the essence. Yes? The three upper spheres. We say mochin de gadlut, it depends in which language do we speak. Mochin de gadlut, the great mind. This is one aspect. Yes? Abba ve'ima, chokhmah uvina, atzilut. Many aspects to see beyond the veil. Because, yes, beyond the end of the world, is a world of new beginning. Yes, 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 yes. Beyond the manifested, to see beyond the manifested. This is the apocalyptic. Or beyond the finite. Yes, this is the apocalyptic vision. To see beyond the finite. To see beyond the manifesting reality. And it's beautiful. Yes, the French Revolution was a great time. Yes, and thank you for this.
Not for the old king, right?
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
The king died, and how do you say? Thank you, Fernando. And new ideas with the French Revolution ideas, America or North America. Yes, people traveled across the Atlantic with those ideas. Yes. The king did not like it. No, the king did not. Yes. So this is what it means when we say apocalyptic vision. Usually, people think is something bad is going to happen. The world is going to end. Yes, something is going to turn into ashes. People, no, no, no. The way we perceive life in a certain frame will be removed, and we shall have a new lens. This is the meaning of apocalyptic vision. Yes? It's not that something bad will happen. Not at all. This is, how do you say, conceptual mistake. Yes? Because the world exists. It never ceased to exist. It's we which are changing lenses all the time, every few generations or so. Just taking off a pair of glasses. This is it. Hey, this is a very good example when we go to, how do you say, not the eye doctor, how do you say, to buy glasses, and there's like they testing the eyes, how do you call it? Optometrist. Yes? Yes. So, okay, there is, so to speak, fixed test, and you have to look at objects, at certain pictures, and the machine, they already calculate the eyes and angles. And then, after the optometrist has some kind of, let's say, machine-proof test, he tested by now testing the lenses. He put lens and removes a lens and say, is it good? Is it better? Left eye, right eye. This is what it is. Optometria. Yes? Close, far. Do you see the tractor? Do you see the, yes? Do you see the butterfly? Do you see the, and then this is what it is. It is very simple. Yes? All the times, because nothing is happening. Since we were children, let's say, we experience, yes? There's like garden, there's a sea, at night there's the moon, there's nothing changed. The sun is shining in the morning, the stars are coming with the moon at night, the seasons are changing, the ocean is there. What is changing? The way that we perceive reality. This is what is changing. Reality as it is exists, and there is no question about it. What is changing is the glasses or the lenses or the perspectives that we wear when we go to the world. Some people say the world has to change. Perhaps it doesn't. The world, the world, yes, exists as it is. Yes? When people say something needs to change, is because they cannot perceive how great everything is. So they need, or they say that something has to change to fit their way they box reality in their mind. Yes? It's beautiful, it's marvelous, it's miraculous, it's infinite miracle life here on earth. If we are able to open our mind to what is happening. But some people, it doesn't fit to them that the birds in the summer tweet at 4 o'clock in the morning, or there's, just doesn't fit. Instead of being created in the image of God, we create God in our own image. This is it. This is really accurate. Yes, very accurate. Yes. When we think, this is interesting, when we think that something is working against us, yes, this is the notion of God that we have. Yes? When we think, yes, that something is personally happening against us, it means this is easy to locate. It means we think we are God. Everything is beautiful. What we need is always to open ourselves. Open and open and open and open. Everything is perfect. Everything is beautiful. Everything is in constant harmony. What we need is all the time open, open ourselves, because the matter or gravity always pull down or back. Daniel's history brings this idea of being humble and simple to overcome this divine judgment. He constantly speaks to the old king, leave the power. Yes, yes. Daniel is quite humble. That's correct. He was nourished by only plants. All the 4 children that were exiled, yes, from Jerusalem, yes, they ate only plants. Yes? This is very interesting. Please pay attention to the relation between Someach, what is growing, Someach, or Tzemach, what is growing, yes, and Sameach. And Sameach. Yes, yes, those are the real ones. Yes, yes, yes. Because what is growing up, yes, like apples and so, yes, vegetables, fruit. And when people consume, let's say, meat, it's something that goes, it is interesting. This is quite interesting. They were very suspicious of what they will eat at the king's, let's say, palace, and they choose, yes, only plants to eat secure. Not because we don't know what is in the meat or how they've been slaughtering, yes, the animals before they put them on the table. That's correct. It is interesting because we can exist from eating plants, and it makes us happy, yes, and light, not so much heavy. When people consume too much meat, they become heavy and moody. And there is a ability to move with the spirit, yes? There is a verse in the Bible or in the prayer, Matzmiach Keren Yeshua. Yes, Pixidis. And they were suspicious of the vine. It was kept in some kind of holy vessel. Yes. 1 second. Pixidis, Matzmiach Keren Yeshua. This is to grow the horn of salvation, meaning salvation is something that grows. Yes? Salvation is something which is growing. Matzmiach Keren Yeshua. Yes. Yes, Pixidis, what would you like to say? And they were suspicious of the wine. The wine has to be kept in a certain way. Yes, it has to be hidden, not revealed. If it is revealed, it's not holy anymore because wine is a secret. The value of wine is 70. 1 second. Like secret. 1 second. Here, sword is a secret. Yes. I can't remember exactly what I read. It's okay, we can refresh the reading. Yes, it is always. But the principle. What is so special about the wine? It is important to understand the principle and then later we can read. The value of wine in Hebrew, yain, is 70, like the value of secret. So, yain, wine, has to be kept in certain condition that when people drink it, they get the secret. Yes, not everybody has the access, so to speak, for the secret, because the secret comes from there. It appears here, but it comes from there. So it has to have certain conditions. This is why the wine has to be kept like a diamond, like a secret, and not everyone has to have access. If the wine is not kept properly, yes, it might cause people drunkenness. Yes, it's not about just to consume too much alcohol, but to be drunk. How do you say? When people get drunk from the manifested, they believe only to what they see. And they think that if they see they govern reality, they're the kings or the gods, This is the problem. This is why the wine is always kept, not because of its wine and alcohol, because what it symbolizes. This is the divine wisdom. Yes? There's many secrets about the wine, of which we cannot discuss in few moments about those little moments, but it's quite deep. But Vayasem, I shall read please the Hebrew. Vayasem Daniel alibo, אשר לא יתגאל בפת בג המלך וביין משתיו, ויבקש משר הסריסים, אשר לא יתגאל. But Daniel proposed in his heart that he would not, defile himself with the king's food, nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore, he requested of the chef, of the officer, that he might not defile himself. Yes, this is very important. Yes, not to go with the many, not to go with the masses, not to go with the animal behavior, that everything is allowed. Yes, the more people, this is interesting, when people restrict themselves or they keep their access, let's say, how shall I say it, with a recognition. Yes, they don't access everything horizontal. They limit themselves. Naturally, they will grow vertical. This is why here Daniel does not eat the bread of the king and his wine. This is the Babylonian king, Bavel. Why? Please pay attention to the letters. Bavel, Bilbul, mix. Everything is mixed. And there is no distinctions. And then we go back again to the story of Egypt. When there's a mix, when there's, pure chaos. Yes, there is no reason. There is no distinction. This is a very, very dangerous place for people's mind. Yeah, this is very dangerous. This is, in a way, this is a parallel story to Moses and Egypt. Here we have Daniel and the Babylonian king. This is a parallel story. This is an exile, and this is an exile. There are few exiles. Like Luria says, the mother of all exiles is, like the tip of the yod, is Egypt. And then we have the other four how do you say, exiles, yes? Among them we have Babylonian exile and Persian exile and Greek exile and Roman exile. We have in general 5 exiles against our 5 fingers in our hand. So, what does Daniel do, or what do all those interesting people do? And we can see also Mordechai and Esther in the story. In the book of Esther, we see Moses and Miriam and Aaron in Exodus. It is put reasoning. This is the only way to go out of Egypt, reasoning. And if we read those, we shall see this is also what happens to Ezekiel. By the way, reasoning. They come with reason. And they say, this is pure insanity. This is why the prophet, they come with vision of what? Of clairvoyant. Of reasoning. Because what happens, this is the law of the matter, that if you don't go vertically, horizontally grow will bring chaos and madness. This is how it goes. This is the axis. You can't fight the darkness, but you can light a candle. This is it. This is what Daniel does. He also stands next to the window and pray in front of the open window, and he prays. Yes. One difference that comes to me between Moses and Daniel. Daniel has a dream. Moses does not dream. There is no relation. We never hear about Moses dreaming. Yes? Because Moses is not asleep. Please pay attention. Joseph has a dream. Jacob has a dream. Maybe more. Daniel has a dream. But no Moses. Moses does not have a dream. This is reason. Reason is clear. Yes? Please pay attention. Questions so far? Thank you for being with us today. Thank you, Fernando, for your question. Thank you, Yanis, Pixidis, friends, Abigail. Thank you so much. Wishing you a wonderful year. Beautiful, wonderful year. Beautiful season with a lot of creativity and love and friendship. Thank you for being with us today. Shabbat Shalom and happy Exodus for all.